This is Eagle Al. Today I would like to do a video on, I'm going to basically kind of give my definition, what I feel is the true definition of prepper and definition of survivalist. In the last few years those words have been popping up a lot, and a lot of times a negative stereotype, a negative stigma sometimes gets attached to them. So I would like to explain to people in better detail what they really mean so that they can basically understand better without just hearing a brief description on the media and, you know, being misinformed what they are. Okay, first I'll do prepper. A prepper is, I'd like to start by saying the two are very similar. In my opinion, prepper and survivalist. Survivalist takes some prepper attributes, but they take it a few notches higher. A prepper is someone who says, you know, emergencies could happen in the future, and because whatever type of emergency could happen, whether it be a storm, there's no power in your house, a riot in a town, I mean, you name it. A prepper is someone who, for the most part, financially, they buy things. They buy things to help themselves kind of be ready if an emergency should arise. They'll buy a bunch of food. They may have firearms. They may have firearms and ammo to kind of, you know, protect their house in case of an emergency, if bad people should come around. But basically a prepper, they spend a lot of focus on buying things so that if an emergency should arise, they'll, in theory, be okay for the duration of the emergency. Now, the other thing is a survivalist, which is, I feel like that is a more accurate definition of what I am. A survivalist will do the things that a prepper does, which is they will buy things that can help them in times of emergency. But a big difference between a survivalist and a prepper is a prepper may not have a survivalist mentality. A prepper might not be ready in any moment, in any day, to react to a problem. A prepper might not be able to improvise. They may or may not, but just by definition alone, a prepper, one of their main focuses is having things nearby that they need. A survivalist is, they have a certain mentality in their head. They're kind of always thinking, well, what if this happened, what would I do? Well, what if that happened, what will I do? Survivalists will improvise. They don't have a certain tool they need in an emergency, and instead of saying, darn, I don't have a tool I need, they will look around them and they will say, well, if I can take that and I can use this to cut that off or bend that, and I can alter it, and I can make a survivalist, they adapt. And a survivalist, there's a part of their brain that where, unlike the average person, a survivalist has a part of their brain where they dedicate a good portion of time thinking, well, if this thing should happen, I'm going to do that. If this scenario should arise, I'm going to do that. And they actually have the means and the ability to step up and react when a negative situation arises. I'll give you some examples. A survivalist, let's say you're an average driver. You're going down the road in a car. You see a light up ahead, it's red, you stop. Your brain is just thinking normal, common, everyday things. I'm driving down the road, there's a red light ahead. Go inside the mind of a survivalist, and a survivalist, I can guarantee you, they've probably had this thought 50 times when driving down the street. What would happen if I stopped at this red light and all of a sudden 2 or 3 people ran up on my car from the sidewalk, what would I do? A survivalist will run a scenario through their head like, uh, if somebody suddenly came up to me on a red light, I'm either going to cut the wheel hard left and I'm going to floor it this way, or I'm going to back up, or I'm going to do this. A survivalist, like I said, they dedicate a good portion of their conscious brain towards uh, what would they do in a certain situation, and they dedicate that towards being prepared and willing to react in negative situations. Uh, it basically breaks down to a lot of their time is dedicated, like I said, towards being ready for any negative scenario above and beyond what the average person would. Um, One example I can explain for personal experience is like anytime I'm in traffic and I come to a dead stop, I can guarantee you there's always enough room in front of my car and the vehicle in front of me. If suddenly something bad should happen, I got enough room where I can cut my wheel and I can drive. I will never pull forward enough so close to the car in front of me where there's not room for me to simply cut my wheel and get past them, where I would suddenly, a car would be blocking my way. In restaurants, I've had thoughts run through my mind 100 times. Um, if someone bad should suddenly burst into the restaurant in one of the main entrances, uh, there's a door here and here's a door here. If I have to go out that door, then if something bad comes from this door, I can go out that door. Or if something bad happens here, this table can block my path long enough to get a pistol or whatever. Um, it's nighttime when I'm walking towards my car, or someone who's a true survivalist. When you're walking towards your car at night, you don't go la-di-da-di-da, heading to my car. You're saying, it's nighttime, there could potentially be someone bad close by. And they kind of scan left and they kind of scan right, and they're actually looking, they're consciously kind of checking both directions, and in their mind and body is already prepared. Um, Someone bad suddenly jumps out, I'm thinking about it, and I'm ready to do this or that. That gives you kind of a brief insight into the mind of someone who's a survivalist. And I'm going to make another video in the future that talks about the false stereotypes of survivalists and prepper and constitutionalists, and they talk about extremists and this or that. And I'm going to make a video on the propaganda that's being put against people that aren't actually bad. But that gives you a little bit of insight of what a prepper is and what a survivalist is. And if you're on watching TV or somewhere and they say, oh, he's a survivalist, and they make it sound like someone's some freak, they make it sound like they're piling weapons and they're getting ready for an all-out war into the world, getting ready to attack the government or something stupid like that. That's not what a real survivalist is. A survivalist is just someone that, like I said, their brain is wired a little bit differently, and they're always trying to be ready for any emergency. A lot of people were more that way 100 years ago, but that's kind of been worked out of us socially. Our brains nowadays just don't focus on things like that. Unfortunately, a lot of society has kind of been made more dumb. Kind of feel intentionally, but that's sad. But so there's what a prepper and survivalist is. I got many more videos to come, and this is Eagle Howe. Thanks for watching.